Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? And welcome to another Ringside Roundup here on the channel. And for today's Ringside Roundup, our topic today is going to be the February 2nd, 2026 episode of Raw. So we are going to break down the show, go over everything that happened on the show, give my thoughts on the show, and at any point in the video, you guys can go down in the comments below and leave me your thoughts on the show, whether that's leaving your thoughts on the show, debating my thoughts on the show, or leaving your thoughts on anything that you have to talk about the world of professional wrestling. All that can be done down in the comments below, man. But we are going to be breaking down this episode, man, so stay tuned so you don't miss out on anything that did happen. But as always, before anywhere into any video, be sure to help your boy out by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Go follow the socials, and you can find links to those in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Do all that helps me to tell me, and that's get you guys started into today's Ringside Roundup. Oh my god, man, we would start things off with some freaking heavy freaking tension, man. So we wouldn't even cut straight to the announcers talking, Michael Cole and all that. We would cut straight to the chase, man. We kick it off. Braun Breaker already coming out to ringside. He's already on ringside. So he's walking over. He walks over to the announcers table and he's fucking pissed off after everything that has happened. The Vision got screwed. He got screwed at the Royal Rumble with the Masked Man. So he starts pressing the commentators. He presses Corey, presses Michael Cole, and then we even see this, man. He wipes off the announcers table, and then he would even flip the entire announcers table over. Like, oh my goodness, was not even expecting that. I'm like, okay, bro, chill out, cool your beans, bro. Like, man, pretty freaking crazy. So flips over the announcers table, and then from there we would see him get in the ring, and pretty much from there, I mean, he would pretty much just say he would get a mic, and then pretty much from there he's just talking about how he's pissed off. He wants Adam Pearce down to that ring now. From there he would just talk about Adam Pearce a little bit more, but then he would we would then see the rest of the Vision come out, including Paul Heyman. They're trying to get Braun Breaker to calm down because they don't want him to get too aggressive, get too heated up, that he does something that he's gonna regret, or like get suspended like he was before the Rumble, which was actually going to affect him being in the Rumble, which obviously didn't. But that's what they come out to there to do and try to prevent him from doing so. The members of the Vision, they try to cool him down. Meanwhile, Paul Heyman's gonna get on the mic, and he also talks about the Masked Man and Adam Pearce. He said it was an absolute screw job. Pretty much Adam Pearce is a fraud. He is pretty much out to get the Vision. He wants to tear down the Vision. This is all Adam Pearce's fault. And he even like fact checks Pearce. He's like, you have to check every superstar's visa before they get to Saudi Arabia, and you're gonna tell me Adam Pearce doesn't know who the Masked Man was? My ass. So pretty crazy, man. I mean, Paul Heyman obviously furious. The entire Vision obviously pissed off, but I don't think anybody's more pissed off than Breaker, because he was supposed to win this thing. So yeah, he's freaking infuriated, or he's furious. But then we would see Braun Breaker. He would just snatch the mic out of Paul Heyman's hands. He would stare him down a little bit, because he's pissed off. He's not obviously pissed off at Breaker. He's just absolutely, pissed off. So then from there, that's when he would really get on Adam Pearce's ass, and he tells him, Adam Pearce, you got 3 seconds to get down to my ring, or I'm gonna come back there and beat your ass, type of thing. So he would give him the 3, get to 2, and then we would finally see Adam Pearce come out, and he would also bring out some officials like security. So Adam Pearce would stand there at the entranceway, and from there we would see Adam say, pretty much just saying that pretty much like he had nothing to do with the Masked Man, but he also shits on Braun Breaker, and he says, how about pretty much he's gonna let him, he's gonna let him keep his job, type of. So he's pretty much just getting really angry, or just feeding into the angriness of Braun Breaker, because that really, pissed Braun Breaker off, pretty much just saying that, seeing as, you obviously didn't win, I'm still going to let you keep your job. So that would obviously piss Breaker off. Then he would charge up the entrance ramp, and then, he would kind of just from there be like, you got something to say, Pierce. But then that's finally when we would see LA Knight's music hit, and LA Knight would actually sneak up from behind, take out the rest of the members of the Vision that were already in the ring, and then he would just get out of there. Obviously, LA Knight out there because months ago the Vision took him out with a tsunami from Reed on a car, so that took LA Knight out, written him off. But now he is back, obviously returned at the Rumble, but now he is here tonight on Raw. So I mean, man, the Vision is really crumbling, man. They're really starting to get pretty weak. They're getting heated, which is only gonna, this is the Vision's downfall. I feel like from here, man, it's all gonna come crashing down over the road to WrestleMania, and I can't wait. It's gonna be crazy, but I think this is definitely the start of something insane, man. So we'll see what happens, man. But great freaking opener. Absolutely loved everything that went into this opener. So awesome freaking opener on tonight's episode of Raw, man. Just absolute freaking gloriness. All right, and now we would make it to our first match of the night, which would take place between your boy is Bouncy Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano. Not OG Grande Americano, just El Grande Americano. So, great match, man. I think this was a very awesome match. Action-packed, lots of high-flying stuff, very solid work, very good pace to this match, as you can expect. Great stuff from both superstars. Javon, in specifically, did really good in this match. As always, bro, is bouncy. So, absolutely amazing match. Got some nice high-flying stuff from beginning to end. At the beginning, we would see Javon, fly right over the top rope and just absolutely destroy Americano. And then even at the end, he's still even more bouncier at the end, man. He goes to the top, hits his OG cutter on Grande Americano, takes him down. Gonna get that 1, 2, 3. He would pick up the win. But one thing I do want to mention is in that match, we would obviously we would see a point where the other Americanos would try to slip the metal plate to El Grande, which would then, the referee would then see that, but we would also see OG Americano come out, who is, the original, of course, El Grande Americano. He would come out, which was what would distract the Americanos to try to give the metal plate to Americano that's actually in the ring, and then, that's when the ref would see it. He would, stop that right then and there. Then, Javon would hit his knee, OG cutter, 1, 2, 3, match is over. So Javon does win here. I think this is some solid work, like I said, from both superstars. I think this El Grande Americano story is really going to start getting better now that OG Americano is back. I think we're going to start seeing things change. We're going to start seeing unmaskings, in my opinion. It's going to take some time, yes, but I feel like we're going to start building for unmaskings, of course, to figure out just who these Americanos are, of course. And, one thing I do want to mention, I really do hope Javon Evans is not stuck, in the vortex with the Americanos for too long, because I really want him to do, some good stuff, in the WWE. I don't want him to just be stuck in the Americano vortex forever. And I feel like that is a good possibility that he might be, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, we are still going to get banger matches. So, but still, my point is, I just hope he's not stuck here for too long in this vortex with the Americanos, which I think WWE won't, but at the end of the day, we will have to wait and see. But either way, just this match here, man, great stuff, man. I think, like I said, I think things are really going to start heating up between the Americano, all the Americanos. So we'll see what happens, man. But great stuff from both superstars here. And like I said, Javon Evans is going to take the win over Americano. All right, and moving on from there, we would see the ring general Gunther come out, and he comes out as AJ Styles with AJ Styles' theme song. So at first, we all think it's AJ Styles, and no, it's Gunther. He's coming out and mimicking AJ Styles' entrance. As soon as he does the pop up, just like AJ Styles would, we would see Gunther's music actually hit. So Gunther just rubbing it in the face, really just freaking toying with the fans, really just continuing to piss off the WWE Universe. Definitely pissed me off. Obviously what it's supposed to do, of course, so just continuing to really just play into that vicious and just really freaking masterclass heel of Gunther. So and then from there, once he would get down to the ring, he would say, once you step into the ring with the career killer, because that's what they are calling him, is the career killer, kind of on the lines of what I've been calling him the past few weeks anyways. So they call him the career killer, and he says, when you step into the ring with the career killer, Gunther, your career and your legacy dies. Then from there, we would see Dragon Lee come out, who was a ex-partner of AJ Styles when, because they did tag team a little bit before AJ Styles, obviously, his career ended. So he would come out and defend AJ Styles. He would come out and start beating up Gunther. He would come at him pretty hard, but that would all fail in the end, because then we would see Dragon Lee run right into the ring bell that Gunther did have in his hand. So that took out Dragon Lee. And then, we just had an absolute, pretty much, if you ask me, kind of like a freaking pretty much a murder on television. It is what it almost looked like. I'm not gonna lie. If you look at the image that has been on your screen for the past few minutes, come on, does that not look like a hanging? Let's be honest. Seriously, it's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. I'm surprised they actually went through with that. That's actually a bit interesting to me. I kind of have questions to that, but he even goes limp like you would, if that actually is happening. So I don't know, man. Kind of crazy if you ask me. Kind of surprised that actually went by. But then again, I mean, it is Netflix. So, but I don't know. Kind of crazy if you ask me, or actually really crazy if you ask me. So that would happen, and then Gunther, he walks out from there. So what does this mean? I guess Gunther is, his next feud is with Dragon Lee. Is he going to retire Dragon Lee? I don't even know. At this point, I kind of would argue, yeah, probably. I mean, at this point, I really don't know. So we'll see what happens, man. But honestly, a really crazy segment here, not going to lie. And it kind of leaves me in question about the future of WWE, not going to lie, as far as doing things with Gunther. So we'll see, man. But kind of crazy segment to me. Leave me your thoughts. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think that was a bit too far? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. But yeah, let's move on from here. All right. And from there, we then would see the War Raiders come out. So they're in the ring. And then from there, we would see Obafemi come out. Now, according to the commentators, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, he's still a free agent. So he's not currently signed to any Raw or SmackDown yet, of course. So we'll see what happens with that. But as far as, this segment goes, he would make his way to the ring, do his whole thing with his march. He would make it to the ring, and he would just start going ham on the freaking War Raiders. He would absolutely dominate. He would absolutely dominate the freaking War Raiders. So, I mean, pretty much Obafemi just making a statement that he is, he'll mess you up even if you're not even, even if he thinks you're the slightest in his way, or even if you're not in his way at all, just be prepared. You just stay on the lookout for Obafemi, because he will absolutely destroy you. I think that's what this sets up. Also, just continuing to showcase him more to the WWE universe that didn't really get to see him much in NXT, of course. And that's really all this segment it really is. But as far as from this, I honestly think he's probably going to get signed to Raw. Honestly, though, I still don't know for sure though. But I feel like there's probably a good chance he does get signed to Raw after obviously what we saw tonight. I mean, he made an attack here on Raw, but maybe he'll make an attack on SmackDown this upcoming Friday. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But as far as the segment, like I said, I think that's pretty much what that means. And yeah, that's really all you got to know here. All right, and moving on, we would now see the Bella twins come back. So Brie Bella's first entrance with her sister, in I think they said 7 years. Holy hell, that's wild. But yep, first entrance back on Raw. At least she obviously did come back at the Royal Rumble, but they make their way out to the ring, and they pretty much say, obviously that they say that the women's tag team division has, it's better than it's ever been right now. So pretty much the Bella twins want in. So that's pretty much why Brie Bella is back. That's why they're back as a tag team, and that's kind of what everybody is wondering. Why is Brie Bella back now? Well, I mean, at least what you should be wondering, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much all they really say. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't think the Bella twins are really going to do. I don't think they're really going to win gold in the tag team division this time around. I really don't. I mean, maybe they will, but I really just don't see it happening. I really think they're just back just to do it one last time. That's really what I feel like here. I feel like this is just to do one last time thing for the Bella twins, and then really that's it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but I really don't think the Bella twins are really going to go far in this era of WWE right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be very wrong, but that's just really my opinions here, man. I mean, it would be cool to see him go far, but I just don't think that's really going to happen. I genuinely don't. So we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think about the Bella twins down below, man. Do we really think they're really going to go far? Do we think they're, just going to be there just to have matches, do their one last time? Like I said, I mean, what do we think? Leave it in the comments below, man. But as far as what I think, like I said, I just don't really think the Bella twins are really going to make it too far in this era of, WWE women's tag team division as far as winning titles. They'll have matches, of course, but I just don't think they're going to win titles. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. But yeah, without further ado, let's move on. All right, now we would see Penta face off with Bronson Reed in what was yet another terrible match for the Vision, man. The Vision is just crumbling at the freaking seams, man. This road to WrestleMania for the Vision, man, it's gonna be crazy. I like I said earlier, I really expect the Vision to possibly be completely over with by probably WrestleMania, or if not WrestleMania, man. I don't know, but I think the Vision is crumbling, man, at the seams, and it's kind of crumbling pretty fast. So let's talk about this match here, man. So great match, man, but where we really want to talk about is towards the end of this match. That's where things really get interesting, man. But overall, all a good match all the way around. So we get to the end, man, and this is where we would see Logan Paul and Austin Theory come out. They want to try to help out Bronson Reed. That does not go in their favor whatsoever, because Austin Theory would get taken out, but then at the same time, Logan Paul would also get taken out by Penta as well. But as Penta was trying to take out Logan, he would also accidentally take out the ref, so the referee would be down and out, but so would Logan Paul and Austin Theory. And then we would see Bronson Reed deliver a tsunami to Penta. He would go for the cover. There's no official, there's no referee to make the count. So then Bronson Reed, he wants to play dirty. He wants to do this match the dirty way. He goes outside, goes and gets a steel chair. He wants to try and use it, but before he can even get anywhere into the ring whatsoever, guess who comes out? The man who had us to perform a sneak attack on the Vision earlier tonight. It was L.A. Knight, man. So L.A. Knight comes out and he drops Bronson Reed right on the steel chair that Bronson did have face first, man. So holy hell, that was really crazy. Definitely some payback from L.A. Knight right there. So that's really awesome for L.A. Knight. And then L.A. Knight just hightails it out of there once again. And I believe Logan Paul and Austin Theory did just follow him out through the crowd. So man, the Vision is absolutely crumbling, and man, LA Knight is definitely he's really not going to stop at anything, man. I think LA Knight is going to be terrorizing the Vision over the next few months, which is going to, eventually lead to the Vision crumbling at the seams, or just crumbling in general and falling like in general. But obviously, so Reed would get dropped on that chair, and then he wouldn't be able to get back in the ring. The referee would get back in. We'd get to the 10 count, and Penta would pick up the win. So he doesn't win by a pinfall. So I mean, it's still kind of like a so-and-so type of win for Penta. But at the end of the day, Bronson Reed didn't win, so it's still not a good look for the Vision whatsoever. He couldn't even get back into the ring. In fact, he fell before he got back in the ring once again. So that's pretty. I mean, dude. The Vision, man, is getting absolutely destroyed. They got destroyed at the Rumble, getting destroyed tonight, man. I don't know. Things are really looking crazy for the Vision as far as, how long it's going to last from here, man. So we'll see, man. I'm really hyped up about how the Vision's really going to play out over the next few weeks and, months up until WrestleMania. So, man, great stuff here. Absolutely great stuff, actually. And, man, I really just can't wait to see what continues to happen with the Vision over the next few weeks and months, man. Like I said, man, holy hell, things are going to start cooking up. All right, next up, we would see the return of Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the Intercontinental Champion for Raw, man. So Dirty Dominic Mysterio is back, makes his way down to the ring, says the only reason he came back is because he wants to obviously introduce the Women's 2026 Royal Rumble winner, his Wadita Liv Morgan. I was about to say Royal Rumble, oh my God. So he introduces Liv Morgan going to make her way down to the ring. So pretty cool there. Pretty much from there, Liv Morgan just saying that she's probably, she has a lot of time. She really doesn't know who she's going to go after. She's probably even going to make a stop at SmackDown just to see her view her options over there as well. But hey, we'll see, what Liv Morgan does. But that's really kind of just to sum up what she said. But then she also wants to call out and introduce, her best friend who has a World Heavyweight Championship match next in the next clip, which is what we're going to talk about against Stephanie Vaquer, who is Raquel Rodriguez. So Raquel Rodriguez would come out and she would pretty much just say, we've been celebrating your victory the past 2 weeks, but I want to talk about something else that happened at the Rumble. You eliminated me, and why is that? So Liv Morgan, obviously at the Royal Rumble, did eliminate Raquel Rodriguez, her best friend, her Judgment Day partner from the Royal Rumble. So Raquel wants answers, and Liv Morgan pretty much just says that, it's not like that. A win for one of us in the Judgment Day is a win for all. And I just thought that you already have a championship match. Now I'm gonna have a championship match or shot at a title as well. So it's a win-win. I mean, it's a win-win situation. It's not like that at all. And Raquel just kind of laughs it off and just says, yeah. But you can just tell, I'm not gonna lie, you could definitely tell she's being sarcastic. Something is about to happen with the Judgment Day, or something is going to happen, and it's already happening in the Judgment Day, where the Judgment Day is also, much like the Vision, also going to fall, man. I think this year is going to be the end of the Judgment Day, and I think it's going to be at the road throughout the road to WrestleMania as well, which is I'm actually going to talk about in a separate video, man, because I feel like this road, the Judgment Day splitting up is it's very likely on the road to WrestleMania this year. I really feel like it is. So we're going to talk about that in a separate video. probably on Wednesday of this week, so stay tuned for that. So I don't want to talk about that too much now because I want to actually break it more down, or break it down even more in that video. So I'm just saying, I think there's definitely a room for a split of the Judgment Day on the road, throughout the road to WrestleMania for sure, as far as that goes. And I mean and that's really it, man. So that's pretty much all we really see there. So pretty much Raquel, you know, laughing it off, kind of being sarcastic. I mean, she's pretty pissed. I mean, she's definitely not going to let this one go from Liv. So that's definitely going to play a part in that split that I'm keep talking about. Like I said, I don't want to talk about that too much because I want to save that for another video. That's really all you got to know here, man. But now let's jump over to that Women's World Heavyweight Championship match, which we're going to talk about in the next clip for versus, which is obviously Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez. So let's jump over there now. All right, and holy hell, this match was an absolute banger. So as mentioned, we would jump into Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. Vaquer walking in as champion, defending against Raquel in a good old-fashioned Philadelphia street fight. Man, this match was freaking amazing. Let's break it all down, man. First thing, great, absolutely great use of weapons in this match. Really love the use of weapons. There was tons of weapons used in this match, from kendos, tables, chairs, trash cans, and I think there was probably more too. I just don't remember really all of them. Oh, even the steel steps were used. Yeah. So man, just great use of weapons, which I love. Absolutely love a use of weapons. Of course, you know, who doesn't love a good use of weapons in a WWE match? Come on, let's be honest, man. Use of weapons in a match is absolutely amazing every time. You know, so really good use of weapons. Also, this was probably the first match that I really enjoyed where Raquel was and we're talking in like a singles manner, like because I really don't really care for Raquel that much, but this match I think she really did good in, and so did Vaquer, of course, but I think Raquel did really good in this match, and I usually don't really say that about Raquel. Because usually I'm just kind of like, you know, I don't really care for Raquel, you know, but tonight I can say she definitely did really good in this match. So that was also an upside as well. And then towards the end, man, we just jump into just so much more chaos. So as mentioned, you know, in the previous segment, I did say that obviously Raquel told Liv to stay out of her business and stay in the back tonight. And what happened? Well, that's not what happened. The complete opposite happened, actually. So we would get towards the end of the match, and Liv Morgan would actually come out to try and help Raquel. She would grab the title, she would hand it over to Raquel, which would completely fumble because then Stephanie would already be back up in time, shove Raquel into the corner, so that does not work out whatsoever. Then Raquel, you know, there's also and at this point there's also a table set up in the corner. Raquel goes back over to the table, rolls over, she gets on the top rope, so does, and then Vaquer goes over to her, and then from there we would also see Roxanne Perez come out and try to help, but then Vaquer would deliver a headbutt to Roxanne, which would send her through a table on the outside. So that, I mean, that's freaking insane. And then and then finally we would get to a point where Raquel and obviously Stephanie are on the top rope with that table down below, and it's just an absolute freaking, you know, house of reversals from this point on. I mean, Vaquer tries for her move, but then you know, we would see like Raquel reverse, then Raquel tries for hers, then Stephanie reverses, then, you know, Raquel reverses again. I mean, it was just so nerve-wracking up there, because it's like, oh my god, are we gonna get a new champion here? Is this the end? Are we really gonna get a new champion on this episode of Raw? Because I honestly thought so for a split second, but no, we did not get a new champion, because then finally Vaquer would be able to hit her move. She would send Raquel onto the table. The table wouldn't even snap fully in half. It would like crack a little bit. It would, you know, obviously arch a little bit down, but it didn't even fully break, so that was a bit unfortunate. Kind of made it a little bit, you know, underwhelming, of course, but it is what it is. Shit happens. You know, they really don't have any, you know, they don't really have too much, you know, role in if the weapons do break. I mean, I guess they do, but they don't at the same time. So that happened, and then Vaquer finally, you know, would be able to hit her. I believe she went up top and delivered her like that little like spinning move that she does from the top rope, and then 1, 2, 3 matches over. Vaquer does pick up the win, and then obviously at the end of the match, Liv Morgan would get back in the ring, attack Stephanie, and she would hold up the women's world title. So I don't know, maybe that means I think inevitably Liv is going to go after the women's world title and not obviously Jade Cargill's title. I just think that's really just doesn't make sense for her to go after Jade. I think it definitely more makes sense to go after Stephanie, especially for the build for the Judgment Day to actually continue to crumble. That definitely needs to happen for her going after Stephanie. And even in this match, man, Liv coming out and obviously Raquel told her not to, that's going to build in even more to the Judgment Day breaking up, man. So I'm really hyped for this, like I keep saying, man, for this road to WrestleMania WrestleMania for the Judgment Day, and also the Vision, of course, you know, like as mentioned earlier in the video, but also for this Judgment, also for the Judgment Day. You know, Judgment Day is going to crumble throughout the road to WrestleMania, and I'm so I think the build for it is just going to be absolutely insane, man. So I can't wait to continue to see this progress. But overall, man, good stuff here, especially for Raquel. Really enjoyed this match from her. Obviously, Stephanie as well. All around great match in my opinion. Like I said, the build for the Judgment Day splitting up continues to progress throughout this match as well. So it's going to only continue to get interesting, more interesting from here, man. So I can't wait to see it. But final thoughts here. Great match, great stuff, and still your women's world champion is Stephanie Vauquer. Wow, the show just freaking gets better, man. We jump in to the OTC. Roman frickin' Reigns, the tribal chief. Roman Reigns makes his way down, and pretty much what he does, he brings up the Rumble. He says 11 years ago, this is where he brings up the Rumble, and he also brings up championships. He says this is where he won his championships. This is where he also, you know, lost his championships. This is where he's won a Rumble, and then all that, bringing up all that history. But pretty much inebly also just talking about obviously what happened just this past obviously Saturday, where he won the Royal Rumble, and you know he won at Riyadh, and now talking about, you know, who the big question is, who is he to face? Who does the tribal chief face at WrestleMania? And he says that he's going to let Philadelphia, PA figure that out for him. So he says Drew McIntyre. He brings up McIntyre, and the crowd absolutely boos. But then brings up CM Punk, the other option, and the crowd cheers like crazy. So most likely going to be CM Punk that, you know, Roman obviously faces, but which we'll get into in a few moments here, because there's a lot we actually figure out who Roman is going to face. So we'll get into that in a few moments here. But then we would finally see CM Punk come out, and then he kind of does the same thing Roman did, but first he actually disregards his tribal chief as soon as he walks out there, and he brings up Finn Balor, looks right in the camera, and just kind of disregards his tribal chief. So just disrespects the tribal chief, doesn't even acknowledge him, goes straight to the camera talking about Finn Balor, because earlier tonight Finn Balor would have like a little video package just talking about CM Punk, saying he's the bad guy, but you know, but pretty much Punk's just saying, you know, you haven't met a bad guy like me type of thing. So pretty much talking a little bit about Finn Balor, but just completely disregards his tribal chief. But then he comes back into zone with the tribal chief, and this is where everything falls into place, man. This is where it all comes down. I really recommend you guys go back and watch the actual promo, because it'll explain everything a lot better than I will. 100%. The everything that these two men said back and forth to each other was just absolutely insane. We're gonna break it down as best as I can, but I still recommend you go watch it back no matter what. So they bring up a lot of history between each other, man, and CM Punk kind of talks for the majority. So he brings up things like the Shield. He pretty much says that Roman, I brought you in here. I'm the reason you're here. I brought you into this company, and you've pretty much followed in my footsteps. You followed in the best in the world's footsteps, basically. He also brings up Roman's family. He brings up that you used your family, and you think you brought it to some new relevant high, but all you did with this company is actually just hold it hostage. Roman, obviously, you know, he gets heated. He doesn't like when people talk about his family. That's the Samoan dynasty. That is the bloodline. Does not like when anybody brings that up. He would also bring up, he would bring up so much more. He would bring up things just, you know, saying that, you know, you've learned from me. You've learned from me, Roman, and I'm proud to say that you've learned well from the best in the world. Obviously, Roman not liking that whatsoever, because, you know, he's the tribal chief. That's just absolute disrespect to your tribal chief. Pretty much just, you know, considering Roman as just a complete weakling. From there, I mean, we would see Roman talk, and pretty much Roman would say that, you know, you pretty much from the moment that, you know, from War Games, as soon as I shook your hand, you know, I knew it was an absolute mistake, because then you walking back up the aisle, you would mimic me, you would do all that, you would pretty much just completely, you know, shit on me, and then from there, I mean, there's just so much that these two men, talk about here. mean, there's really so much that they talk about. I mean, just history in general between these two. I mean, it's really crazy, man. I think this was a really, really good promo, man. It's really, there was so much information packed into, like, I think this was this is a really long promo. I'm not gonna lie, probably a good 20 minutes maybe. So that's why I really recommend you guys go back and watch this, because they will definitely explain a lot more than I will, because I mean, I'm still kind of in shock just about what they said. So I'm just still kind of like in that, oh my God, what the hell did we just watch kind of phase, not gonna lie. So kind of like still kind of just process everything that really happened, not gonna lie. But overall, really good promo. And in the end, we would find out that Roman says that I'm not picking you because you're the top guy here on Monday Night Raw. I'm picking you because I hate you. So he is picking CM Punk for the main event of WrestleMania. So it is official. The first Mania match that we know is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania for that World Heavyweight Championship. So that is going to be insane. The build has already been so good, and it started tonight. Well, I mean, it started really long. It started honestly way before that, if we're being completely honest. This feud is really built up on tons of history. Like I said, really recommend you guys go back and watch it. It will explain things 10 times better. I really highly recommend you go back and watch the actual segment itself. It'll explain it so much better, man. I guarantee. Just trust me on that one for sure. But yeah, really solid stuff here, man. Great freaking ending, great promo, great Monday Night Raw in general. And the final thing to sum it up on this segment here, Roman Reigns obviously going on WrestleMania face CM Punk, and I'm kind of still in shock about everything that these two men brought up about each other. So like I said, highly recommend you go back and watch it, man. Roman is going to face Punk in the main event of WrestleMania, and that is really all you got to know here. All right, and that is going to wrap up this week's Ringside Roundup for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. As always, I do hope you guys did enjoy. And just ranking this episode of Raw, man, I think this Raw episode was very good. I really, really love this episode of Raw, man. I think this was a very enjoyable episode of Raw. But leave me your thoughts down in the comments below, whether that's debating my thoughts, leaving your thoughts on the show, or anything that you want to talk about the world of professional wrestling. As always, before we get out of here, be sure to help your boy out by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. Go follow the socials, and links to those will be found in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Do all that, helps me out a ton, and I will catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.